Hi, my name is Monica and welcome to my channel. In this video, we will spend some cozy sewing and crochet days in my retro sewing studio. My plan is to sew a shirt from the dotted fabric, a skirt from the fabric with flower pattern, and hopefully I will also finish my crochet cardigan. For the shirt I used the fabric with black dots, which is a viscose silk. I used one of my favorite patterns, which is a hacked version of the Melilot pattern from Deer & Doe that is now part of the closet cord pattern family. Originally this pattern is a button-up shirt, but I eliminated the button placket and cut the front on fold with a V-neck. I also added a tie collar from another pattern. I have sewn this pattern several times before, so it was actually a quick make. The shirt was almost finished, but I wanted to do some work on my crochet cardigan as well. The cardigan I was working on is a free pattern from Yarnspiration. I have started this project last October. The back and front pieces and one of the sleeves are so far ready. I'm quite new to crochet, so it takes time to finish each part of the cardigan. Here I was working on the second sleeve. A few days later I continued working on my summer outfit. I used this vintage floral fabric for the skirt, which is a cotton fabric from the 60s. It's medium weight, so perfect for a box pleated skirt. I already cut out the required piece for the skirt. For the box pleat, I created 6 cm pleats with 3 cm folded back on both sides. This was a very time-consuming process. When I finished it, I basted it along the top so the pleats are secured. Then I prepared the outer waistband. I cut it out from the striped part of the fabric and ironed interfacing on the back. I pinned it to the pleated skirt and stitched it. After that, I wanted to do something else, so I finished the day with some crocheting. I worked on the shaping of the sleeve. next day I continued working on the skirt. I prepared and pinned the inner waistband to the outer waistband and stitched it. I also sewed in the zip, but this is my least favorite part of garment making, so I didn't film it. The main part of the skirt was done. After that I wanted to finish my shirt. I like to finish the sleeve cuff by hand, so I pinned it back and stitched it with a blind stitch. I find hand sewing very relaxing. While I was stitching, I was watching videos and had some coffee and chocolate. The last step was to hem the shirt, and with that the first project was ready. The next day I was in the mood to crochet, so I started working on my cardigan sleeve. I only had to crochet a few more rows and I finished the second sleeve. After that, it was time to finish the pleated skirt. First, I was planning to sew the bottom seam of the inner waistband with my sewing machine, but I decided to do it by hand as well. I pinned down the inner waistband to the skirt and stitched along it by hand with a blind stitch. It took some time, but I actually enjoyed it. The waistband was done and I only had to hem the skirt. As the fabric is medium weight, I wanted to fold it only once. First, I overlocked the hem and then folded it by 4.5 centimeters and pressed it. The seam of the hem fell on the brown part of the skirt, so I chose a similar brown thread for it. I quickly sewed the hem and my second project was also finished. A few days later it was time to finish the cardigan as well. All the pieces were ready. I sewed the back and front pieces together and then I sewed the sleeves on. To be honest, at this point I was so over crocheting this cardigan, but I still had to do the button band. I crocheted almost all day with little breaks to finish the button band, but I did it. The last step was to sew on the buttons, so my third project was also finished. I really like the look of these three garments together.